Hey man, man, it's Bandana the Ragg, and this is Gasoline TV, man, where we push gas, not trash. What I want to talk about today is, man, just the police in general, man. You know, it was a situation in Minnesota we all know about where a man was on the ground, a black man was on the ground, and police had his knee on his neck, and the man was basically pleading for his life. He was begging him to release his knee off his neck because he couldn't breathe. He didn't release his knee off the man's neck, and the man passed away. What I want to say is, these police officers are being trained. You guys got to go through a training and be certified to come out on the streets to do your job. So, you know, I don't want to target all the police. I don't want to say all the police are corrupt, all the police are racist, all the police going around doing injustice. I'm going to say it's a real large percentage of them. And it's a lot of unnecessary murders are happening from the police department. And it's live on footage, live on camera. Nothing seems to be done about it. These police get off the hook and they're back on the streets and they're murderers. You know what I mean? You committed murder. You are trained to use a baton. You're trained to use mace. You're trained to use certain tactics to prevent that. Death should be the last option. You guys have more respect for your police canines than you have human life. That's unacceptable. It's been unacceptable. Rodney King being showed that years ago. 8, 9 officers whooping that man on his back, whooping him. You feel me? Crawling on his knees, violating that man. It was footage. All of them police should still remain in prison today with no possibility of getting out. You feel what I'm saying? But what I want to say is, they put the wrong people out on the streets. Now, if we're in the ghetto, what's in the ghetto? This stuff is really happening in the ghetto. What's in the ghetto? You have blacks and Hispanics in the ghetto, right? All right, cool. So why don't you train and hire some black and Hispanic officers that are not afraid of black and Hispanic people or black people in general, right? Since this is a situation where a black man was killed. So let's stick to the script. Why not hire black officers? You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff I'll be talking about when I speak on this and speak on that. And I don't speak for a gang. I don't speak for, you know what I mean? I'm speaking for me, for my platform, from Bandana the Ragg himself. What I speak on with the children, I say we don't need more children to join gangs. We need them to be policemen. We need them to be lawyers. We need them on the other side so that we can get the fairness. All these murders of these people being shot down on camera, they're afraid. They're not black. They're not Hispanic. They're in these ghettos, and as soon as they see a black man with tattoos, he's reaching for his gun. Freeze! If you sneeze when you got your hands up, they done already done pulled the trigger. They're afraid, man. You can't send these type of police to the ghetto and to the urban communities to police us. Now, when you go to Orange County, when you go to Newport Beach, predominantly white area, you're gonna see predominantly white police in these areas, and they have dialogues. They have dialogues with these people. Hey, how you doing? They going over there getting cats out of trees. In the ghetto, they shooting little young teenage kids down. It's footage of the police throwing up gang signs, and the kids got it in the car and they laughing about it. Police throwing up the gang signs, laughing and smiling. So what is that teaching our kids? That's teaching our kids gang banging is fun. Look at what the police doing. You cheering that on. But it's not your children being killed in the streets, taken advantage of, and wrapped up in them white sheets. A lot of stuff needs to be addressed, and a lot of voices need to be heard. And it's not time to go to the police department and shake their hands and say, oh, we just want to meet you. No, I can't shake your hand till you show me you're doing right just on these streets. Till you showing you policing these streets without using excessive force. I can shake your hand then. You're not violating my people or violating nobody else. It ain't you know what I mean? No one should be violated. If you're a policeman, you're trained to do a job. You're trained a certain way. What the fuck is the academy for? What do you go to the academy for if your tactic is to kill? You can go fight in the military. Half of these officers have been in the military. So you can go fight in the military and go to a foreign country where you see a little baby with a bomb on her and she blows up stuff. But you come back here to America and see a black man with tattoos, or a black man that a muscular black man, and you're in fear for your life when he's just talking to you. You got to pull the trigger. That's unacceptable, man. I'm not finna accept that. I'm not finna swallow that. And everyone needs to speak up on this. It doesn't need to be me all the time speaking for the righteous of black people. It needs to be black people speaking on the righteous of black people. Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had my personal experience with the police. Officer Foster, I'm gonna put you out there, man. I remember the name like yesterday, pulled me over. And at this time I had a job doing a little security job or whatnot, and he jammed me up. And I thought, you know, my grandparents would come out. They heard me outside. Nobody heard me. Jammed me up, slammed me all up. You know, I was talking, you know, back to him like, hold on, man, I pay taxes, man. What you doing? Yada, yada. Man, he said, shut the fuck up before I put this on you. It was like a quarter piece of dope. Pulled it out. I shut up. You feel what I'm saying? So I had my personal experiences with him. So what I did was, I said, all right. I went in the house after all of it was done. You know, my aunt came through and she said, "Nah, we gonna go speak to the watch commander. This ain't right." So we go down there to speak to the watch commander about the situation because he gave me a ticket over mud flaps. I'm like, he said he put me off for mud flaps. I'm like, oh, this is BS, right? On the way of us going in there to talk to the watch commander about the situation, Officer Foster was coming out that side gate on Alameda. He was leaning out the window, mean mugging, and you know, and my auntie said, "Is that the motherfucker right there?" I said, "Yeah, that's him." We go in there and talk to the watch commander. You know what he said? He said that guy was in prison. He just been released to the streets for 2 weeks. He's been in the prison system. And he took my ticket. He said, this is not going to count. And I appreciate that dude, man, for that, right? So my whole thing is, if he's been in prison, this is what he's been doing to our people in jail. Look what goes on in jail. You see all them jailhouse footage with them brothers fighting each other like dogs, beating up on one man and jumping on him and stabbing him and doing all of this. No police in sight. You feel me? It needs to be all around the board. Them people in jail need to be treated right. People on the street need to be treated. When we in your custody, we need to be treated right. You ain't gonna just take advantage of us, man. And that's why you see on them jail TV shows, the men being there spitting at the police, and they have to go in there with all that gear on to try to ruffle him up. But he's speaking up as a man saying, I don't care what you guys not finna run over me. I'm a man. You gonna respect me as a man. And I salute them dudes. You feel me? Because they standing up for a cause. They like, I'm a man. I'm not afraid. Listen, I'm not doing nothing to you, but if you violate me, I'm finna kill it up in here. And you're going to have to come in here with the smoke bombs. You're going to have to hog time and draw me out. And they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. We need people to police our areas and not be in fear of us. Now, if you hire more of us, that's the dialogue right there. You feel me? Come into these neighborhoods and meet the older senior citizens, and they can, you know what I'm saying? So you can have a dialogue, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just reaching for the gun and killing and getting off with it. Reaching for the gun and killing and getting off with it. And all we do is, you know, protest about it, do this and do that. Hey, man, look, it seems like that ain't going to be good enough because this is happening time and time again. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, something has to change. We don't pay tax dollars and pay taxes for police to come in these ghettos and treat us this way. You know what I mean? If they broke the law, okay, it's a way to arrest them and it's a way to take them to jail. That's what's been the whole thing. If somebody break the law, you come and you take them to jail, but you take them to jail the appropriate way. You don't violate this man because he's in your custody. You don't violate this man because he's on the ground. You see videos of him jumping on him and dude is handcuffed and he's study getting punched and beat and manhandled. And these in the urban areas. You go to those white areas, they're not doing white people like that. I don't want to make this a race name, but this is what it seems like. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People are losing their lives behind this shit, man. This ain't no, you feel me? This ain't nothing you can just overlook. People are dying. There's funerals happen after this. So, you know what I'm saying? To every black man that's out there, to every person out there that's being violated by the police, it's time the dialogue is not to go to shake some hands. It's to come with some concerns. We have some concerns, and our concerns need to be met. As a people, as tax-paying citizens, you have rights. These people have bosses and superiors. In prison systems, people need to be treated fair and fair. It's no way for you to check on your family in prison. They come home and tell you how they're being violated, and they shouldn't be violated. It's not right. And like I said, I'm not saying all the police doing it, because you have some police put that badge on and they really out to do their job. You know what I mean? To those police that's doing their job, man, you know this is not for you. But for those corrupt, racist police officers that's doing this, hey, man, this has got to stop. And if you really feel that way, don't get a man when he's on the ground. Let him up and take your stuff off and fight him as a man. If you hate that man for his color, take your gun off and your billy club off and fight him head up as a man. And let the best man win. Period, point blank, man. This Bandana the Ragg, Gasoline TV, man. I'm out.